Hey everyone, welcome back to the Proof of Pain podcast. I am your host, Tony. I am not joined by a guest this week, so we're going to keep it short, sweet. We're going to talk about just two things in the Bitcoin headlines right now, and I'm going to take a look at the chart at the end. I haven't done that in a while, so figured it'd be a good time to display my amateur technical analysis and just kind of see where things may go. If you haven't yet, it'd be cool if you could like and subscribe. You don't have to, but it'd be nice. And share it with friends and on X and different places. Bitcoin's been on a wild ride. I don't think I have to tell anybody this, but yeah, it's been on a wild ride. We're sitting at around 65,000, I believe. If I look here, yeah, like around 65,000. We dipped all the way down to 63,000 earlier in the week. Then we popped up to 70,000 around Wednesday. And now we've given some back. So we're ranging in that 63 to 70 range, 69 really. That's still way down from last October's high of 126,000. But remember, we've been here before. Bitcoin does Bitcoin things. But the news. So what's probably causing some of this? I think it's the Jane Street drama that's been going around. If you're not aware, Jane Street is a huge Wall Street trading firm. Why this is important is because whether it's a joke or not, the 10 a.m. Bitcoin slam markets, when they open around 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. At 10 a.m., it's almost notorious where Bitcoin just, for the last couple of weeks or months, it's just dumped. So a lot of people jokingly say, oh, the Jane Street slam or the Jane Street dump or the morning dump or whatever you want to call it. It's a lot of coincidence that Jane Street gets sued and practically the next day or two, no 10 a.m. slump. I think when big money flows in and out of ETFs, these authorized participants like Jane Street are going to hedge their trades, and that's just what it is, especially when the stock market opens. It could look like selling, but it's just normal mechanics. That's just my non-expert financial opinion. Bitcoin is $1 trillion asset. It's not a huge asset, so I think if one firm were to secretly control it, I think it'd be pretty obvious. At the same time, spot Bitcoin ETFs take in $1 billion in 3 days as investors buy the dip. That's pretty significant. A lot of the big institutions, they're actually buying, they're not running for the exits. Not financial advice, but if you've done your homework and you have researched Bitcoin, I think this seems to me like one of the best times to buy. Just what I think. So let's look at the charts, shall we? Let me make sure the screen's still recording here. Okay, perfect. So I have so this chart, every line, every little bar is 3 months. So this is a huge span of time. We're going back to 2010. So 2010 to 2026 is practically the entire life of Bitcoin right here. You can see that all the fuss that's been going around has been from here to here. So let me see if I can circle this little section here. Everybody is freaking out at this little moment in time. It's such a small blip, big picture, that I get why people are stressing out, and I get why people are upset, and I get all that. I get it. It's frustrating, and nobody wants your price to go down. But if you believe in the asset and you believe that it's going to keep going up over time, and it's just, this is to me a buying opportunity. It just seems that way. It's just all this craziness is wrapped up in 6 months right here. Can it keep going lower? For sure. It can keep going lower. I mean, we're on a 3-month chart here. So going all the way to 26,000, I don't expect it to happen. If it were to happen, I don't see us being there for too long. The interview that I did with Bob Burnett, he mentions the pain that some of the miners may go through, and that 50,000 would be what's considered kind of like the floor when it comes to mining. So temporarily, can it go lower? Yes, but I don't think it'll be too long. So in my opinion, anything from this price point and lower is just a gift long term. Let's zoom in, shall we? This is the 1 month chart. So if we were to see what some levels are, again, amateur over here, but so on the 1 month chart, you can see it a little clearer that this is to me, it seems more of a support. Is that 49,000, 48,000? That would be, I'm not going to say support yet, but it could be potential support or a floor. But if you could see here on the monthly, the 50 week moving average in this case, we almost tagged it. We were off by like $3,000, I think. If we were to do a Fibonacci from down here to up here, the 61.8 level is exactly there. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point we tag it all the way down to the 786 would be 40,000. At this point, I don't rule anything out. I wouldn't hope that that happens. It stands out to me, that level, that's 57,000, give or take. Let's get a little closer to go to the weekly. So the previous monthly 50 MA, which is this red line, was at the same level as the 200 week moving average. So there's confluence there, meaning that I wouldn't be surprised if we get pushed down, currently at 58,000. Yeah, I hate to say it, but this looks like such a, this zone here looks like something that if the market were to get one final dump, it would go there. We did get pretty close to it a couple of weeks ago. I'm not rooting for it, but I can see if we do have a push down, that would be the obvious target for me. The 61.8 level with the 200 week moving average and the 50 month moving average having a lot of confluence there. And then we have the MACD turning up. We have oversold conditions in the RSI, which is down here. A lot of the bearish targets have been met or close to. Can there be a push down? Yeah. But there is some positive news, right? It sounds kind of crazy, but the bullishness is that some of these bearish price targets have been met. I'm not saying it's going to go up tomorrow. It's very unlikely that it will. There's still a lot of bears out there that are calling for 20, like $25,000, $30,000 range, which I think they're probably going by based on some of these targets over here, like the 786 at 40,000, and anything could happen. I just feel bullish. Definitely not financial advice, not financial anything. Just my perspective, just my view. Next week, we're going to have a guest that I'm looking really forward to interviewing. And there's some more people that have said yes to showing up on Proof of Pain. So if you could please do me the favor of liking and subscribing, I would really appreciate it. If you have any requests, send me a message on X. It's my name, Tony Carrera, TonyCarrera, Tony Carrera at X. And I'll catch you in the next one.